Okay guys, so here is the new Crabitat, 55 gallons. It is wonderful. It's 48 inches long, or 4 feet. For comparison, that is the current Crabitat, so this is just a little bit of an upgrade here. My hope is to use their current tank as a topper, so it will sit on top of this tank, and it will give them not only all that space, but then they can also climb up into the 20 gallon. Which will make it a total of 75 gallons. It's a big upgrade for them. So this video is just going to be me setting up my new Crabitat and bringing you guys along for the ride. So the first thing I did was I took all the sand out of my old Crabitat and put it into the new one. As you can see, it barely fills up the tank at all. It only puts in like 2 inches. So I still had a lot more sand to add. Next layer that I did was just a 50-pound bag of all-purpose play sand. It's safe for hermit crabs, and you can buy a lot of it for fairly cheap, so I definitely like to use this sand quite a bit. Next, I added in my EcoEarth. I like to use a 5-to-1 ratio, so 4 parts sand and 1 part EcoEarth. By the way, I thought this would be enough, and then it turns out that it wasn't, so I had to add in 1 more bag of play sand. So in total, it ended up being 3 50-pound bags of play sand, 3 bricks of wet EcoEarth, and then I also added more water to make the sandcastle consistency. So basically what I'm trying to say is this tank was really heavy. In the end, all my layers combined equals about 9 inches deep. Next, I had to mix all of my substrate together, and let me tell you, this was a real workout. I was super duper sweaty by the time I was done with this. It was a lot of sand to mix. Once I had all the substrate mixed, it was time to move on to the fun part of decorating the tank. The first thing I added was my pools. By the way, a new upgrade of my pools will be coming soon. Now that I have a bigger tank, I want to make bigger pools for my crabs, and I will show you guys once I do that. Next, I added my topper tank. So what I did is I put Velcro on my 20-gallon high, and then I put the other side of the Velcro on my 55-gallon. Then all I did was flip my 20-gallon upside down and line it up with the Velcro. Now some people don't use the Velcro and they just set the tank upside down. I use the Velcro just as an extra precaution since I have had hermit crabs escape before. Ultimately, I want the Crabitat to be beach on one side where the pools are and transition into more of a jungle-like area on the other side with the topper. So the side with the topper will be filled with all of their climbing stuff. So I know I just explained how I made my topper tank, but I do want to clarify real quick that I do not recommend setting up the topper tank the way that I did. See, because I just flipped the tank upside down, what was the bottom is now the top and is solid glass. So what I ended up realizing after a week or two is that I can't even reach half of the other side of this topper tank because my arms are not long enough. So what I ended up doing is I actually took the bottom piece of glass out of this tank and replaced what would be the top there with a screen lid, so I can now reach my whole tank. But I didn't explain that when I made this, so just so you know, don't set it up like I did. Alright, here is my finished Crabitat, and by finished, I mean finished for that day. I still have a lot to add to this tank. So as you can see, I used the majority of my decorations to fill the topper tank. I wanted to give the crabs lots and lots of climbing options since they love to climb, but I kind of ran out of stuff to put on the other side. I put these caves here temporarily, and then there's my pools, but there's really nothing else on that half of the tank. So I have lots and lots more stuff that I can add to this tank. I plan on doing plenty of DIY projects and bringing you guys along for that since I know you love DIYs. Like I said, I'm adding bigger pools. I want to make a boardwalk type of thing over on the beach side of the tank. Anyway, once the Crabitat was all set up, I put my hermit crabs into their new home, and they were super excited to explore. They all marched single file over to the jungle side of the tank, which I thought was pretty funny, and from there they explored everything. Okay guys, like I said, my Crabitat is nowhere near complete. I have lots of DIY projects planned, and I will make sure that I film all of those for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a like and make sure you're subscribed so that you can see many more videos on my new 75 gallons of hermit crab paradise. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!